couple others.
Okay.
Well, meanwhile, Mitamura sends the Vampire and both Elephants into the red zone. Leaves the Bat tokens back. Sky Knight Legionnaire blocks a Hierarch, and Rakdos Guildmage allows Saito to finish off one of those Elephants. Meanwhile, he takes a Vampire and the other Elephant, drops from 15 down to 8, taking those 7 damage.
As if that...
That lone Rakdos Guildmage has a lot of work to do. And then down comes yet another Elephant. Should just about do it, right? Demon Fire is not enough, right?
Demon Fire is not, no. See,
Demon Fire was a big card.
9, or Demon Fire was, it became, the Craig Jones-Olivier Ruel match has led to this new, syntax to end games, like the way games end. It's like, all right, the only way out here is I'm going to draw Demon Fire, and people just sort of stand up, and everyone starts cheering. Even your opponent is like cheering for you to rip the Demon Fire against it. They just want to see the top deck, and it's like, Demon Fire! Most times people
are just windmilling the top card of the deck.
Windmilling their Orzhov Basilicas into
like
play.
Craig did.
Unlike Craig, it was usually a land.
Right, exactly.
But when you heard that whoop, people were whooping and running around. It was made for an exciting match or two along the way. Seal of Fire. Saito.
Saito seems like he might have a plan.
He always has a plan. Unfortunately, the plan might just be not die. Not die and draw Demon Fire?
Here's it all.
He can make... He can make 2 tokens, am I correct? With the Boros Garrison I'm seeing?
Yeah.
So occupy 2 land creatures.
And Mitamura is just at 9.
Right. I thought Mitamura was going up to 13, but I guess they... So Saito has dealt well over 20 damage this game.
He's gone through 3 Elephants.
He's dealt 23 so far, is what my guess would be.
Oh, there's Putrefy on the Guild Mage. That enough to survive this turn? It looks like it is. He chumps both the Elephants, he seals, and he can top deck Demon Fire.
We might get a chance to see the Windmill Slam of Demon Fire here.
Yeah, unless Mitamura has a way to gain life or counter a Demon Fire. He doesn't have any way to counter a Demon Fire.
He is hellbent. Hellbent on Demon Fire.
Yeah, Mitamura slams in. 10 Tamaharu Saito top deck Demon Fire.
Wait.
Mitamura should leave a bat back against a haste creature, right? Well, his one card in hand, it doesn't matter. There's no cards in his hand. The only card that matters is Demon Fire. He should just... There's no way for Mitamura to win this turn. This whole game just comes down to Demon Fire. Saito has played to give himself as many top decks as possible. It's very similar to the Craig Jones setup.
We see
I dealt some early damage.
We see one Demon Fire and is removed from game pile, which was cascaded earlier.
Mitamura sends just the flyers for 5. Oh, he seals the token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Isn't he 1 short? Oh! Rolling spoil on the Garrison. That should take Demon Fire out of play.
He did not use black mana for that. So
not enhanced. Didn't want his own things to lose. I do a land. Tamaharu Saito scoops them up. No Demon Firing.
Even if he threw the Demon Fire there, I don't believe it was enough.
Yeah, I think the land destruction was... Yeah. Mitamura was on top of it. He knew exactly what was at stake there.
Land destruction was a healing salve there.
That's yet another win for D25. So the land destruction decks have each hung a win on the table. Let's see if we can go back to table B and check in on Ryuichi Rita and Shuto Yasaoka.
It looks like we're still on game 1 here.
Yeah,
there are Rousey's Purification would be a back-breaking spell right about now. I guess they both have 6 mana.
17 to 16 on the middle table. There's a Wind Reaver from Ryuichi Arita. These guys have actually started to play spells and try to establish board position. Wind Reaver gets a remand pointed at it. Yasuoka doesn't want to see that right now. I'd rather cantrip. Arita seems content to try it again next turn. I find it interesting how many permission spells are actually in this matchup. I didn't see very many permission spells all week. I mean, Remand was floating around as a cantrip, and you saw Voice Lines, but these guys have actually gone farther than that. They've got, Yasuoka's got Convolute in his deck. He's got 3 copies of Swift Silence in his deck.
He's got Overrule.
He's got Trial Error.
Oh, I'm sorry, Overrule's in Arita, sorry.
They both have Overrule.
Yeah,
They
one
both have
Overrule.
Overrule.
Right.
4 Trial Errors to counter multicolor spells. These are actually sort of the classic old-school blue-white control decks that can realistically counter a bunch of spells.
Trial Error is actually pretty interesting in this format against Simic Sky Swallower. Obviously, it can counter Simic Sky Swallower, but you can also
Compulsive Research from
you can also
Yasuoka.
bounce a Simic Sky Swallower.
Oh, sure.
That's engaged in combat.
So it can both bounce and counter.
It can
the Simic
bounce
Sky
and
Swallower.
counter if you have 2 of them.
Yasuoka's got a bunch of goodies in his hand. The trick is to get them
See
into
Debtors
play.
now.
Is he gonna? Yeah, it looks like he's tapping for Debtors now. Compulsive Research and Debtors now, and he's still got 7 untapped lands. You can just count the land. Is Yasuoka up on lands, or is it pretty even?
We got a lot of,
13 lands on one side of the table.
but it looks like there's a big stack of double lands.
15 lands on Yasuoka's side of the table.
There's no resolves.
Debtors now resolves.
Does Rita have anything to... I wonder what creatures are in the
Man on the
graveyard
floor, John
here.
Becker, too. Well, there's a Niv Mizzet on top of Arita's graveyard. That seems okay to bring back with Debtors now. Arita plays Compulsive Research. Needs to dig for answers.
It was interesting also how much, your opponents, the cards that were in your graveyard mattered. We saw a match in the last round of Swiss where Nathan Waxer's teammate dredged back Nightmare Void. He knew his opponent was holding Crime and Punishment, and he wanted to take it out. And when he dredged, he hit a Skeletal Vampire in his own yard on the 2 dredge.
Wind Reaver attempt from Ryuichi Arita.
So there's Quarter-Stars in the graveyard.
Wow.
That's going to be just like an impulse every
Absolutely.
turn. It's not going to stick around. So
You just go for Niv Mizzet first, to be clear. Shuto Yasuoka is able to use Debtors now to bring Niv Mizzet out of his opponent's graveyard into play. And yeah, now he's going to start doing Court Hussars, Grand Arbiters if he wants them.
Grand
That
Arbiter.
Niv Mizzet is the highlight.
Yeah, you really don't want 2 Grand Arbiters. I mean, you do want them. You just can't have them.
A good point.
And there's a Compulsive Research. That's 3 damage.
I mean, if Arita had the ability to get that Debtors Knell off the board, he would have gone for it.
I don't see...
Clearly doesn't have anything to do about Debtors Knell. And his opponent already has a dragon, already has the ability to draw extra cards, gets a free impulse every turn for a while.
The only thing I can imagine is that he's going to try to repeal it. He has 2 repeals, but he has no real answer other than that.
The only good news for Ryuichi Arita? Both his teammates won their game once. Good thing
That's
about
one of the beautiful
team
things about this
absolutely.
format. It's what I always loved about it when I was doing well. My teammates.
The most fun feeling in teams is getting carried.
Kenji Samura got carried on day 1. That was really surprising.
He went 1-6.
He went 1-6. He was quite embarrassed about it.
Yeah, I guess his one-spin teammates are glad they didn't have him. Kaji and Saito did better with Yasuoka.
It's a big handful of permission there on Yusuke's side of the table.
Is that Grand
Is that a
Arbiter?
Grand Arbiter? I believe so.
Yeah, Grand Arbiter for Yasuoka. Oh, no repeal. Arita's just untaps.
And as far as I can tell, I mean, there's nothing.
Wind Reaver and a bunch of mana seems interesting. Can't fight that though, right? I mean, you can just